One of the most frequent questions asked in the chat room at live.pirillo.com, or really in the community that I tend to flow in at geeks.pirillo.com, is what do you do? People ask me this all the time. They ask, Chris, what do you do? And the reason why they ask that is because when they stop by to see the live video feed at live.pirillo.com, they usually see me doing various and sundry things in this general vicinity. Typing on a keyboard, playing with some hardware, talking on the phone, petting my dog. But Chris, what do you do when you're on the computer? What do you do? I do a lot of things. I couldn't tell you how much time I spend on one application over another. And really, if I'm having a productive day or a not so productive day, that is, unless, of course, I have some assistance, and by assistance I don't mean having my dog look over my shoulder and saying, you've been browsing the web way too long, you haven't checked your email. She doesn't do that as much as she used to, really, and then I kind of got on her, and that's why you hardly hear her say anything anymore. She's a little sensitive. She's a little sensitive. She's a very, very, very sensitive dog I have here. So instead, what I may start using, and what I'm going to pass along to you as a resource, is S-Life or Slife. I'm not exactly sure how you say it, but if you head over right now to slifelabs.com, that's S, wait, no, S, your way. I was drawing the letter S in the air, trying to, S-Life, L-I-F-E, L-A-B-S.com. This is an application that will work with either Mac OS X or with Windows that will run in the background and keep track of the programs that you're running, how much time you're spending in them, and then give you rich statistics to show you what you do in front of your computer on a regular basis. Why? Well, maybe you're interested in finding out if you really are spending that much time in email as you say you are, or let's say you're collaborating with a team and you want to keep track of what the team is doing and if they're spending time in one app or another. Well, S-Life or Slife has the ability to help you monitor and track teams collaboratively. You can decide what activities you share back with the community and which ones that you don't. It's a very clean experience on either the Mac or on Windows. You can track app usage by day or month. You can track specific apps. Right now it says the application I've been running the most is, because I just turned it on just now. This is the new version 2.0. Looks like the browser, I've been active in it for about 3 minutes since launching this. The chat app for 14 seconds. My email I've only been using for 4 seconds. But it's got all the open apps, or all the apps that I would have opened over the course of a day. And then I can switch between different days in a month. I can choose to clear out all the activities over a month's time. I can also track my movements on the web, which websites I frequent the most, how much time I spend on those websites. And then I can define certain activities like designing web pages, preparing a budget, checking email, doing online research, reading news. And this can give me a better idea of what I'm doing with my time in front of the computer. And that may be something that interests you, or potentially your family, or potentially a business that you're in, or a team that you're on inside the business. You can also set certain goals. You can define goals for each one of your activities, which is really, really nice to be able to do. You can set different activities to share, so you can choose to share some and not others. You can track idle time. You can track, how long before it says, okay, now you're actually using the app or not, idle time. You can choose which applications have certain colors. You can choose to remove an application if you want to. You can also, for observation perspective, you can fetch the URLs and additional data from supported applications, so you can get richer information about the stuff that you're already doing. And this is very, very interesting, because if you've always wondered, well, what is it that you do? You'd be surprised. How much time do you think you spend in email on a daily basis? How much time do you spend surfing the web? How much time do you spend playing a game? How much time do you spend in all these things? And then you apply that to groups of people, whether that group is just a couple of people or 5 or 10 or what have you. And then suddenly it becomes a lot more interesting and apparent that people are spending way too much time playing solitaire. That's ultimately why Pixie got upset with me, because I uninstalled it from her computer. And she still sits on my lap and everything. It's just the relationship's kind of strained because of that. It wasn't the fact that she doesn't have opposable thumbs. It's the fact that I uninstalled Solitaire. But she loves me anyway. and I love her. And hopefully you'll love this application running on your desktop. As I said, it'll work with either Mac OS 10 or Windows. Let me know what you think. It's pretty powerful, especially that it doesn't cost you a thing, at least that I can see. I don't see any subscription price on it. Of course, I can connect to S-Life Teams or Slife Teams. I'm not exactly sure how to say it. Is it Slife or S-Life? Either way, now you know where to get it. Slifelabs.com. There's tons more features that I didn't even get to cover, but I just want to let you know if you were looking for a time tracking application or at least a task tracking application in terms of you doing whatever it is you're doing, have this thing running in the background, this is about as good as I've seen it to date. The fact that it's cross-platform, ooh, 2 thumbs up. Or wait. 2 paws up. Whee! Sorry, Pixie. Not like she wasn't upset at me before. My email address is chris@pirillo.com, and yes, I do believe that that is one of the applications I use most. My email app, which is Mail app on Mac OS 10. Pretty soon it's going to have support for Microsoft Exchange directly, and I love that because I use Exchange for my mail, I guess, service provider and Exchange host, so that allows me to check email from a variety of places. Sorry, I realize that, you probably don't care how I do things. Well, maybe you do. I get that. Seriously, people ask me what I do. I don't know. I look at cool stuff and then tell people about cool stuff. Is that good for you? Is it good enough for now? Maybe it's not. Maybe you'd like to stop by our community of geeks at geeks.pirillo.com. Many things that you can do there. We're not going to really track exactly what you do, although you can have an activity stream so that your friends can see what you've done recently, or someone can go to your profile and say, oh, you just joined X group, or hey, you just commented on this photo. It's kind of neat how we're able to do that inside the community. You can choose to turn that off too. You have that privacy setting at geeks.pirillo.com. And then if you'd like to join us in the chat room, you are more than welcome to. I may not answer every single question that gets asked in the chat room, and the reason why is because I tend to answer those questions like every day. And if someone asked you, or no. Here, let me set this up. If a different person asked you the same question every day, would you get tired of answering the question? You probably would. But that's the good thing about having this chat room. I've got plenty of people in there, so even if I can't answer the questions, they usually know the answer to the question, so that I don't have to answer it. It's just this community of geeks, and we love talking about hardware and software and services and the world of technology around us, really. So if you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome to. The chat room is a part of this live video experience, so you can be a part of whatever it is that this happens to be, this little window into my life. And I'm streaming it live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.